Hi. Oh, hey, it's me, Terry. Welcome to my space on the internet where we slow down because life is really fast. I'm working with my tarot deck this morning. I have the Wild Root tarot deck, and I wanted to do a card pull just for the day. And this is not a personal reading. This is just for fun. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, you don't have to watch. This is jumping out. So I'm going to go with that card. And then I'm also going to do a little spread and do an intuitive pull. So we'll have a 2-card pull for today. Let's see what we got. The first card was clearance, and the second card was the wheel. Ooh, very interesting. I love pulling the wheel card. And clearance, I've pulled it, but it's been a long time. So clearance is the 7 of bows. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've pulled the bows. The wheel, I'm just like, oh, I love when I pull that. So the 7 of bows, a broken, worn, and splintered bow rests on the ground. 6 half-prepared bow staves stand to one side. A bonfire burns off timber waste. The smoke curls through the trees and up towards the skies, but the flames are bright, and small showers and sparks of light are in the evening sky. It is time to make decisions and choose priorities. Focus on what you really need in your life and what it is time to dispose of and cut away, especially if it is worn out and broken or no longer meets your needs on the journey of life. All things must change and evolve, and however well prepared or carefully constructed your tools and skills, new challenges and obstacles may require thinking and relearning. Bows wear out and eventually fracture under constant use, stress, and tension. Arrows warp through damp, strenuous flexing and lose their strength and accuracy. Change is a natural part of the process of renewal, and although it can be painful, pain brings change, and change brings pain. Pain brings change, and change brings pain. It must be seen as a positive turn of the wheel and necessary for new life to begin. Welcoming the clearing of old and worn and preparing the ground for new growth is vital. New shoots and spring saplings will be starved of light and nutrients in the soil if the ground is not cleared. Old boughs and stumps should be removed to ease the process of saying goodbye to a tool or concept that has outlived its practical life, by allowing the passing of the old and the clearing of the ground to take place with an element of welcoming and acceptance of change. The feelings of relief and poignancy may aid in the healing process, giving comfort. And how interesting is it that they reference the Wheel of Change? All right, here's the card. looking back at it for a minute. So, a time to make decisions and choose priorities. Focus on what you really need in your life and what it is time to dispose of or cut away, especially if it is worn out or broken and no longer meets your needs on the journey of life. For me, I've been going through an identity shift, and it's been heavy, and it's been wonderful, and it's been revealing, and it's been allowing me to start to see myself in a new way, and it's been really special. I used to work in fitness. I dedicated about 10 years to adventure and fitness, and it was beautiful. And I learned so much and had just the most beautiful experiences, the experiences of a lifetime in my 20s. And because I experienced all that, and some of it was from ego and from escapism, like I just couldn't deal with like deadlines or projects or like doing something because I didn't want to do it. And I identified so strongly with being an outdoor educator, working in the fitness world, and I was so wrapped up in that identity that I wasn't really like cognizant of saving money or having a retirement, because I was so in the present moment. I was so just like, I did the bare minimum, but I didn't really think ahead. Although I did, but I didn't. And when I got towards the end of my 20s, my career, I made a change, and I stopped with the part-time. I stopped with the seasonal, and I went to full-time in human services. And I really struggled with losing that part of me that just was living for my health and wellness, for being outside, for moving, for being in like wellness spaces, because I essentially needed the stability in the paycheck, and I was able to get that in human services. Even though the pay was low, it was more consistent and straightforward for a 40-hour week. And lately I've been through the phase of grieving that part of me and like missing that part of me that just was so dedicated to the mission of not settling for sitting all day and doing things that I didn't want to do. I grieved losing that person a lot, and I see now where I'm at in my journey is like, you know, because I was so wrapped up in grieving what I thought I was losing, I was still not preparing for my future and saving the way I need to, and like understanding how finances really work. And so now I understand it. Now I'm starting to implement things differently. And simultaneously, I feel like this pull to like honor my body more and work out more. And I mean, it is the new year, so it's a good time to do those kind of things. But yeah, this is just for me. So like this whole clearance thing is like really letting go of the grief and understanding maybe there are ways that the older, wiser version of me can integrate those aspects, but not have it be wrapped up in my identity and in my ego and in my pain, but in my purpose and in my pleasure to get outside, to move. It doesn't have to be like my career identity. I think I got very stuck on like career as identity, and career doesn't have to be identity. Career can be something you're good at and something that brings in funds, but it doesn't have to be who you are as a person, you know, or like it should be something that you care about and something that you're good at. And I am good at human services and I do care deeply about people. But I'm still working on all of that. So the clearance card was really interesting to pull with all of this. Like, I just made a post about it on one of my other socials last night, where I was like reminiscing 2008 to 2018 when I worked very much in a field where like I rejected the idea of sitting in an office, and now I sit in an office and I drive 45 minutes to work, whereas like previous me rode my bike 14 miles a day sometimes to get to and from work. I didn't have a car. I was just so focused on the lifestyle that the low pay or the inconsistency didn't matter, because the lifestyle I wanted was movement, and it was awesome, and I like honor that part of me in that chapter. But now what's important to me is consistency and building for the future and having stability, and let alone like, you know, then I went after 2000, you know, around 2018, I became obsessed with like, I need more, I need more, I need more. And I didn't really break through because I just was like so busy obsessing about needing more, when now it's just like consistency. So yeah, clearance for me is huge right now. I don't know if it's big for you. Pardon the personal share. We'll move on to the wheel. So the wheel is usually celebrated in autumn on the 21st of September. The wheel traditionally represents the cycles of eternal law and evolution that all living creatures are governed by. Change is unavoidable and necessary in the cycles of nature to remain alive and regenerative. But the human level, on the human level, we are the weavers of our destiny. Consciously or unconsciously, we make the patterns and the possibilities that mark our path through fate. We wear our fate around us like a cloak, carrying with all of us the potential and possibilities that the universe has to offer. Although the seemingly random and chaotic nature of the universe always has the final word, we can affect our life and that of the world by taking control of our destiny. Many believe fate is set and all things are predestined no matter what we do in this human reality. But the weaver of the cloak can affect this ever-shifting matrix of potential by just recognizing the pattern and making timely decisions. We can grasp the web of fate and weave our own special pattern. Although the jigsaw puzzle of probability and possibility holds the universe together in a loose web of predictable events, nothing is set in stone. The very act of asking a question creates a whole new set of possibilities and outcomes. But be aware, with this ability to weave our own destiny comes responsibility. Our actions are not without risk. If things are out of balance with the universe, the wheel will bring change in order to restore natural harmony to the web of fate. The wheel has turned, change is at hand. In all nature, there is a time and a tide. The cyclic laws of birth and death and rebirth are ever evolving, and without change, all things stagnate. Without change, all things stagnate. How you deal with this change is the issue here. Within the tangled and tightly woven fabric of chance, you have the power to make a difference. By your own actions, you can change your life. You are not a prisoner of fate, but an integral part of it. Remember, this is not a dress rehearsal. Life is what happens while you're waiting for it to begin. Whether on the surface the change appears to be for better or worse, welcome it. Be at peace with it. Take control of your actions within it. All things must pass. So here's the card. So they're talking about like how we have a choice within how things evolve in our lives. And I really resonate with this card right now. I have a lot of choices that I could be making about my future, career. I can only speak for myself. Maybe something will resonate for somebody out there. But I am in a graduate program. I need to make a decision about my internship, about what I'm going to do for work, about how many classes I'm going to take this semester. Right now, I'm only signed up for one. And I know that if I had just thought about this last night, if I take the course or take fewer courses and make this master's program last a little longer, I can save more money. And that would be a good thing for me. And if I take a bunch of classes and run head on into the future, there's nothing wrong with that, but I almost see it as impulsive. Yeah, I almost see like moving quickly at this point in my life as impulsive, because the thing with moving quickly is you don't know all those variables that are going to come up. And if you move slowly, you can adjust to whatever changes come up better. And it also gives you time to build a cushion. Now, there's pros and cons to it. Like, taking more time with school means more loans. And more loans is just more time that I'll be working to pay them off. But if I have that cushion, it's going to feel better. But I do think right now my life is calling for change. And so it's this strange balance of like, I need to pick up the pace and like get done with school, but I also need to like nourish and maintain my body and my health and wellness. And so I'm trying to imagine how that's going to look. Like, how am I going to take 3 classes, keep going to the gym, keep working full time? I can do it. And it'll make the summer easier if I do it. Because then in the summer, I'll only have 1 class and I will have practicum. It's just, I envision that in the summer, if I don't like work overtime right now, I will have to be working nights a lot in the summertime potentially. I think right now I'm in like that unknown phase, and so the wheel is talking about like these changes are going to come, and the clearance, like the way I've been living is going to change again. And it's one of these things where I'm just getting into a routine, I'm just getting comfortable, and I know the change is coming. But the change is all about how you deal with it. The change is all about how you deal with it. And so I need to ground myself in the fact that when the changes come, having a routine where I give myself time to do what nourishes me with my fitness, keep steady with the work that I've been doing and the financial flow that I've built, making these YouTube videos. It means so much to me to be able to connect with whoever is out there. And I hope that this brings value. I hope that sharing my stories unlocks something for you to move forward with your life in a way that feels grounded and is in your best interest. It's literally your life. We get one shot. So this was my little card pull. I'm curious to hear what you think in the comments. Let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Cheerio.